Welcome to JSN Unfiltered. It's your boy. Definitely hit that like, hit that subscribe, also hit that notification bells. Let's get the comments popping. I really like what y'all be saying, man. Even the stuff I don't agree with, but I appreciate y'all. I want to talk about this interview with Breakfast Club and The Pivot. Now, if you don't know The Pivot, man, you ain't been around. The Pivot is popping when it comes to sports content. And I want to play this clip, and I will give you my 2 cents after you check this out.
The first episode where you kind of address everything. Have you guys made amends with your prior situation, or do you think there'll ever be a time that you guys all talk and do something and address it? Because
I never say never. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Life moves on and different things happen. As we say here today, I don't believe so. I just think there was so much disrespect with the other situation, you know, not even business-wise, just as a man, you know, the way people were talked to, the way people are approached, that I know I felt disrespected, and I speak for Freddie. I know Freddie felt disrespected. RC wasn't a part of it, he kind of came in on the back end, but just the disrespect and the approach to me as a grown-ass man, I don't think I could really go back to that situation and look at that individual the same way.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. It all worked out for the best.
He said, "No, I'm good."
Yeah.
Well, what though? Because it couldn't have been money. Because I'm sure there wasn't a lot of money rolling in at the time.
I mean, it wasn't the money, but again, this is a long game situation. Mm-hmm. You know the residual effects of this. The content ain't going nowhere.
I love it when you try to fight saying what the hell you really want to say.
Nah, I'm telling you, because it wasn't about the money. It's about the structure, right? So when we all came into it, it was this, and then it evolved into something else that was going to put said individual to the front, and he was going to capitalize, you know. So it was a podcast. Then it eventually became, this is going to be a media arm for my stuff, my gym, etc.
Got you.
That wasn't a situation. Whether you say this was my vision, that wasn't a vision we all talked about, right? So we all came to the table. Personally, myself personally, I'm not speaking for Chan. I said my sweat equity, don't pay me. I don't want no talent fee. I want my sweat equity to travel. As the company grow, my sweat gonna grow. So at the end of the day, when it's time to identify what that looked like, it wasn't 5%.
Word.
You feel me?
Absolutely.
If my sweat is 50K and you put in 100K, to me that looked like a third of the situation.
Absolutely.
I know the math, so about 26, 27% after everybody chopped. That wasn't it. So I was like, nah, you know, I'm fighting my words. I was about to say F this, but so that was it for me. So my decision was easy. I just sat tight for a little bit. Because there was some other things that I was shooting for. You know, we talk about Hall of Fame and all of this stuff. So different messages was able to come out. So I just sat back and said, I'm going to take advantage for now. But on the other side, I'm paying attention, you know, and I'll make a move when it's time to make a move.
Now, it's real important that we focus on who we're around. And more importantly, when you're going into business, you have to focus on who you do business with. You can't partner up with somebody expecting that they're going to listen to you and we're friends, so money won't be an issue. And because you don't know how people are, you don't know how people's work ethic is, you don't know if they really want to put their all into this thing that you created. Now, when it comes to business has to be number one, because the business is jealous. If the business is not number one, then it's going to pay you like it's not number one. And let me explain. It doesn't matter if you have a marriage. It doesn't matter if you have kids. You have to put that business first. And if you don't, it will crumble. 95% of businesses do not last after the first year. It is your baby. And the bigger it gets, the more it's going to feed everybody. You know, so the business got to be first. And when you're dealing with people who are not on the same page, or they may have their own visions or whatever, and then you're going to have dispute. That's why contracts are made. And it's interesting that most of these people, you knew who you were dealing with. If you watch Brandon Marshall, which shout out to Pittsburgh, I'm from Pittsburgh, shout out to Brandon Marshall, but I don't know the brother, but from what I see, he's a big 6'4", aggressive guy who has mental health issues. And he said this years ago, he had mental health issues. You see how he treated his family, you see how he treated his spouse, and he's always getting in fights. I heard when he used to play for Chicago Bears, he always was threatening Jay Cutler to throw him the ball. A lot of times that's why they're losing, because he was always saying he was open, and he would like basically beat up the quarterback to get his way. So I believe this is no different. He thinks he can fight. Maybe he could, maybe he can't, but he always wants to be the aggressor. That's how he gets his way. He tried to do that with Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson's trying to live his life, and they were doing a show together. He got drunk and he started testing him like it was funny. So I could imagine how these guys were interacting. And so, I still watch I Am Athlete. It's a good show. I like McCoy on there and the guys he got on there. But I'm glad that the iPivot is doing well, and they seem like they work well together. And sometimes you got to learn when you're dealing with people. Sometimes you have to step away and start your own thing. And it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing that they're both having success, and it becomes competitive. I'm pretty sure I Am Athlete is looking at the numbers that iPivot is doing, and it seemed like they come out the same days, if not, give or take. So I like the competition. I do wish they make up. I don't want to see anything happens if they pop up and they're doing the Super Bowl together. I don't want to see that. I think we're tired of seeing African Americans fight against each other. You don't need to do that. Now, I will say this, everybody can't work together, but what do you guys think about what Channing said on the show? Leave a message below, and I'll see you on the next video.